Hello everyone. It's my first attempt at YouTube for Quarantine Irish Tunes. This is day 9. I'm going to start out with a waltz here. That was Seamus O'Brien. I couldn't find too much information about where it came from. I saw references to Canada, Texas, Ireland. Apparently it's a popular tune at fiddle contests in terms of people playing it for competition. I'm going to do a song now. This is called The Star of the County Down. It's got a nice chorus that you can sing along to, and I hope you will. There's a few Irish place names and words in it that I will try to cover before we start. First of all, County Down is up in the north of Ireland in Ulster, and the places mentioned in it are Banbridge Town, which is in the County Down, and the River Bann, which flows through it. Boreen, which is a narrow kind of country road or country lane. And then, of course, in the chorus, it says from Bantry Bay, which is down in Cork, way down in the southwest corner of Ireland, to Derry Cay, and Derry, or Londonderry, up in the north, in the very northeast corner of the country, and Cay being Q-U-A-Y, also pronounced Key, meaning a wharf or a pier. And then, of course, from Galway to Dublin town, Galway, the biggest city on the west coast of Ireland, and then of course Dublin, the largest city and capital over on the east coast. So here is the Star of the County Down. Town in the county down one evening last July. Down the boring came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the crown of her nut brown hair. Such a winsome elf that I pinched myself to be sure I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, sure I turned my head, and I looked with a feeling rare. And I says I to a passer-by, who's that maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he says to me, that's the gem in Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McGann from the banks of the Banshee, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. She's a soft brown eye and a look so sly, and a smile like a rose in June. And you held each note from her auburn throat as she lilted lamenting tunes. At the pattern dance you'd be in a trance as she skipped through a jig or reel. When her eyes she'd roll as she lift your soul, and your heart she would likely steal. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. At the harvest fair she'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shine bright and my hat cocked right, for a smile from the nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plough is a rust-colored brown, till smiling bright by my own firelight is the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met in the county down. Star of the County Down. Apparently it was actually composed by, or the words were by a fellow named Cathal McGarvey, and it's to a much older tune. The melody has been used for actually lots of different songs. My bandmate Josh sings a great one called Crooked Jack to the same melody, same tune. So, all right, hope everybody's doing well out there. It is the 30th of March, 2020, here in Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm happy to be here getting to play and sing a few Irish songs and tunes for you. So we're going to follow it up with some reels now, a set of 3, a medley, and let's see, going to start out with the Peeler's Jacket. Turns out that a peeler is a nickname in Ireland a long time ago for a police officer. Just like in England, and they would call them bobbies. Both came from the same person, Robert Peel, who was involved in the 19th century in the kind of the reformation and organization of the police force. And so his first name, Robert, got applied to the English cops as bobbies, and in Ireland his last name, Peel, turned into peelers. So a peeler's jacket is a police officer's coat. The second one is called the Banshee, and we talked about that Banshees in one of the other episodes, so I won't go over that again. It's also called McMahon's. And the last one is usually known as Tommy Peoples, but he has a lot of songs that are just called Tommy Peoples because he was a prolific and wonderful fiddle player who's passed away. And this particular one is known also as the Milkmaid. So, Peeler's Jacket, the Banshee, and the Milkmaid. Set of Irish reels for you there. The next one's going to be a song that is going to be one verse from a traditional Irish song, and then the entire song from basically kind of the American version or what it transformed into. So this is kind of a little, example of what happens when music goes across the Atlantic Ocean from the British Isles and makes its way to Appalachia. So the song in Ireland that I'm just going to sing one verse of is called I Was Going to Mass Last Sunday. And then the American version is called Handsome Molly. The first verse of each song is almost identical, but then they diverge greatly. So I think you'll kind of see what happens. I'll give this a try. I was going to Mass last Sunday when my love, she passed me by, and I knew her mind was altered by the roving of her eye. I knew that her mind was altered by a lad of high degree, saying, Molly, charming Molly, your looks have wounded me. I went to church last Sunday, my love, she passed me by. Knew her mind was changing by the roving of her eye, by the roving of her eye, by the rolling of her eye. Knew her mind was changing by the roving of her eye. Don't you remember, Molly, when you gave me your right hand? Said if ever married, that I would be the man, that I would be the man, that I would be the man. You said if you ever married, that I would be the man. But now you've broken your promise, go marry whom you please. My poor heart is breaking, you're going at your ease. You're going at your ease, going at your ease. My poor heart is breaking, you're going at your ease. A raven, her teeth were white as snow, her cheeks were just like lilies out in the morning glow, out in the morning glow, out in the morning glow. Her cheeks were just like lilies out in the morning glow. I wish I was in London or some other seaport town. I'd set my foot on a steamship and sail the ocean round. I'd sail around the ocean, I'd sail around the sea. I'd think of Aunt Molly wherever she may be. I went to church last Sunday, my love, she passed me by. I knew her mind was changing by the roving of her eye, by the rolling of her eye, by the rolling of her eye. Knew her mind was changing by the rolling of her eye. Handsome Molly. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. I've got one more set of tunes. It's going to be polkas this time. And they're called John Ryan's and Denis Murphy's. Very common, popular polkas. Probably the first polkas I ever learned. And polkas are popular in Ireland, especially down in the southwest in County Kerry. And they're lively and they play them very fast. I'm not going to play them quite at that speed, but here we go. A couple of polkas to finish the evening here. Thank you. Have a great day, great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. And hopefully this YouTube thing is working out all right, and you can hear and see me. And I'd love to hear your comments and requests. And everyone, stay well and just keep on keeping on.